Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome, 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 beloved. Give me a second. Couple of things going on, brethren. Lots going on. We will study today, brethren. We will study the Levanah sphere. Yo boy. You won't believe how many times this thing happened. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh boy. You won't believe how many times I've done things like this and then it's not working. There's always no sounds and stuff like that. Oh boy. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the site. Some of the time people do things. Let me check this. See what's going on. Uh, mm, mm, okay. Uh, all right. I'm receiving so much. Oops. See if the website is back up. Nope. The website is down. Sometime the website just went down. When you're doing the work of the Holy One, you will meet obstacles. So we have couple of obstacles that happen. So yeah, the website is down right now. I'm not quite sure. Let me see if the brother contacted me. Give me a second. Yeah, so There you go. We will start studying the 28th principle of the moon, aka Levanah. Okay. Now, beloved, give me a second again, man, with this thing. There we go. Is it good here? I think it's good here. Good. We are going to, beloved, um, oh yeah, thank you, brother Chris, brother Christopher. Let me read the prayer of Azariah. I forgot about, no. Yes, too many downloads on the website because it's a small website. It's the amount of people that go over there, the website overloaded, and then I guess that's what happened. There has been a critical error on this website. Learn more about troubleshooting WordPress. So it's just a little something that we make, but sometime it crash. Maybe too much people trying to download. Um, we don't know. Mm, Truly advancing in ages. But anyway, let me read the prayer of Azariah. We will begin in huh, verse 23 or 26. Forgive me. You may not be able to see me, but you can hear me. Let's get the prayer. There we go. All right, then. We'll begin in verse 20. Excuse me. With 29. This is the prayer of Azariah or Azariah, however you pronounce it. Beginning in verse 29. Blessed art thou, O Lord God of our fathers, and to be praised and exalted above all forever. And blessed is thy glorious and holy name, and to be praised and exalted above all forever. Blessed art thou in the temple of thine holy glory, and to be praised and glorified above all forever. Blessed art thou that beholdest the depth and sittest upon the cherubims, and to be praised and exalted above all forever. Blessed art thou on the glorious throne of thy kingdom, and to be praised and exalted above all forever. Blessed art thou in the firmament of heaven, and above all the praise, and above all to be praised and glorified forever. O all ye works of the Lord, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye heavens, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye angels of the Lord, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O all ye waters that be above the heaven, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O all ye powers of the Lord, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye sun and moon, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye stars of heaven, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O every shower and dew, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O all ye winds, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye fire and heat, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye winter and summer, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye dews and snows and storm of snows, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye nights and days, bless ye the Lord. Bless and exalt him above all forever. O ye light and darkness, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye ice and cold, bless ye the Lord. praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye frost and snow, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye lightnings and clouds, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. O let the earth bless the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye mountains and little hills, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. All ye things that grow in the earth, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye mountains, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye seas and rivers, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye wells and all that move in the waters, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. All ye fowls of the air, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. O all ye beasts and cattle, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye children of men, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. O Israel, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye priests of the Lord, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye servants of the Lord, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye spirits and souls of the righteous, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye holy mountain, o ye holy and humble men of heart, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. O Ananias, Azarias, and Misael, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. For he hath delivered us from hell, and saved us from the hand of death, and delivered us out of the midst of the furnace and burning flame, even out of the midst of the fire hath he delivered us. O give thanks unto the Lord, because he is gracious, for his mercy endureth forever. O all ye that worship the Lord, bless ye the God of gods, praise him and give him thanks, for his mercy endureth forever. All right then. Yes. Now that we have this out of the way, we have fulfilled our covenant that we have with the mighty one, that every 30 days we take great. Give me another moment. Yes, sweetie. All right. Now, before we move in, brethren, we would like to. Hmm, We would like to say if this is your first time here, we really don't want to. Oops. We don't want to be rude. There we go. We don't want to be rude to you. We don't want to be rude to anyone else. But if this is your first time here, we will advise if you're not into this type of things. Huh? Uh, we will advise you. I don't know if you folks can hear the noise. I don't know what those kids are dropping out there. Is it too loud? Because I don't want to go out there and start yelling again. All right, let's move it. Let's move it. Okay, so again, um this is the practice of magical evocation by France Bardon. Okay, we are going to go ahead and finish up study the 28 principles of the moon. They got for all the seven planets, so to speak, except for Madim. They don't show anything for Madim. They tell you about them, but they don't show you the symbols. Last time I was checking. All right, we're going to go and page 277 for those of you that have the physical book. We have the PDF. Again, if this is not your thing, we'll kindly ask you to leave. What we will not tolerate here is someone that will come and then intimidate us or causing trouble or causing problem in the chat room or attacking people because they are studying a book. Okay, if you're new here, we have a lot of new people. We receive your emails. It's gonna take a little time for me to process and send you the information about who you are and things like that. Give you a little bit. Okay, we are going to study and respect, brethren. There is no time for us to bicker and go back and forth and tell people where they're gonna go. They're gonna go to hell if they study a book. We pass that. We above that. Okay, and if you come in a chat room, you got a question, all you need to put say at moderators or at Big Levi, and somebody will answer you. Do not fight with scriptures. That's not the scriptures are here for. You only post scriptures if we ask for it or if we talk about it. Okay, we don't do scriptures fight. This brother put that scripture, another. This is too distracting. People are here, they want to learn. Okay, we are studying together. We are students. We are here, we are studying magic because magic is energy and magic is natural. Well, doing magic is manipulation of energy. That's all. What you're doing here, what you're watching here, it's magic. Your television is just magic. Okay, eating, cooking is alchemy. You're just taking a few stuff, you change the basic molecular process, you change them into something else. All right. So we will not tolerate anybody that come over there and try to intimidate us in our own little platform, in our own little corner. Full disclosure, full disclaimer. And we are not here to tell anyone to go worship those principles. Okay, in the Bible, for someone that can help us with the scriptures that says we do not fight flesh and blood, but it is with principality. Okay, the word principle or principality in this case means spirits. Okay, spirits can be both. They can either be positive, negative, or they can be both at the same time. Principality doesn't mean demons. It just means a negative spirit. These spirits also can be used for positive. Ephesians 6. All right. So, with that being said, let us keep moving and respect. Page 277, chapter 4, the intelligences of the lunar spheres. Of course, we are here, we have our own term. We refer to the moon as Levanah. Okay. Once the student has become familiar with the zone girdling the earth, to the extent that he is at least in contact with some of the principles, especially the masters of magic, only then should he proceed to contact the intelligences of the sphere of the moon. Now, you see, you heard what they say here? They say only when the student, okay, only when the student become in contact with the zone girdling the earth, then can he contact okay, the spirit of the moon. A lot of people like to jump and then go ahead and do things. All right. Okay, Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Principalities just means spirits. All right. So it is mentioned that you can only, well, that's a suggestion. It is best for you to know the principles that are girdling the earth, which we have here. Okay, we studied them. We haven't get in contact with them because this is high level ish. At least I have. You could. I haven't reached that level yet because this, if you read this book, um you will need so called you will need environment. By environment, you mean a specific place. Most of you got two-third live with you. You got people that will not understand you when you start making things and calling stuff and things are appearing before you. They won't understand it, and those things can literally the energy that the place that they came from. Let's say you call principles from the salamander kingdom, and then this thing pop up, and then while you're talking to this principal with this intelligence, so two-third open the door, that person will die instantly. Some of you live in the hood, you live in the city, traffics, shooting. We do not have the proper environment. Some of you live off grid, peace. There's nothing going on there. You live alone, you have the best environment. Those things will come. That is if you are a mature student, so to speak. Once the student has become familiar with the zone girdling the earth to the extent that he is at least in contact with some of the principles, especially the masters of magic, only then should he proceed to contact the intelligences of the sphere of the moon. This is achieved by mental travel or through a careful preparation of evocation, either on our physical world or in the zone girdling the earth, or he may even strive to contact the intelligences of the moon sphere directly. At this point, the student should take instructions from one of the many principles of the zone girdling the earth in regards to the moon sphere. For instance, in order to control the moon sphere, he must undergo a certain amount of training. Okay, we are now on page 278. Okay, in order for us to communicate with the so-called intelligences of the moon, you're gonna have to go to a certain amount of training. And you know, a lot of people don't like training. They just come, give me, give me, give me because I ask. We cannot have this mentality, brethren. Okay, we cannot have this mentality. Certain things you're gonna have to work for it. You're gonna have to train for it. It's gonna be an issue, but it's gonna be some practice here. When the student undertakes his first journey to the moon sphere, it is best if he when the student undertakes his first journey to the moon sphere, It is best if he is accompanied by a principle of the zone girdling the earth, provided that he is well versed and rising to other sphere. Even if you are well trained, you will need one of the spirit that girdling the earth to go with you. Just like Sensei said, astral travel, a lot of people crazy about astral travel. Nah, man. There's so much rule when it comes to astral travel. So much. You don't go like that. You don't just pop up in their place like this. Oh, I'm astral traveling and stuff. It doesn't work like this. You need a master to go with you. You need someone to come and say, hey, he's with me. Yes, there's protocol. You can't just pop up in the White House like this. You can't just pop up in the Vatican like that. You can't just pop up like this. You need somebody to go with you. A personal guide, a guru, can also introduce the student to the moon sphere by following the student and taught doing his mental travels or doing evocative practice into the moon sphere. A well trained student who has strictly followed the instructions and the initiation into hermetics can proceed to the moon sphere without an escort and without help. And he does not have to worry about encountering any danger. In due time, the student becomes accustomed to the vibration of the moon sphere, which differ somewhat from the vibration of the zone girdling the earth, the vibration of the physical world, and the vibration of the kingdom of the elements. Um, as the student has overcome these initial difficulties, he will be at home in the moon sphere just as in all the other sphere. So now, oh boy, he's talking about this book, okay? Initiation into Hermetic. If you study this book, you master this book. You study it well, you practice it back and forth. Those book, brethren, those are part of the King Solomon word. Okay, they just people just put name and take credit of it, but Solomon wrote all of those. Okay, once you master this, you can go ahead and do a lot of stuff. And then it's 3 books. Okay, all right. The key to this word, the key of the true Kabbalah. It's a problem. Some people say the word Kabbalah. Oh, you go to hell because the elite use Kabbalah and stuff like that. It just happened. People then know the so-called elite are using magic or whatever. yeah. Oh. So they are talking about vibration here. They say the vibration of the earth is different from the vibration of the moon. If you have to go over there, you're gonna have to match their vibration. That is why a lot of people cannot get in our level or in our frequency because they are in low vibration. And to you, if you try to convince them to accept the truth or our truth, you want to vibrate to a low vibration too, you're gonna get stuck there. When somebody come up and attack and say stuff and then they don't want to believe and stuff like that, you leave that person be. You keep going up forward, and the Most High gonna keep giving you things. If you stop, you go back, you are fighting with this person, try to prove something with this person, you're going to fight forever. And then next thing you know, you lost your mind, the Most High ripped the Holy Spirit from you, you're gone. Somebody don't get it, you ignore them, you keep it moving. Family member, you keep it moving. Brethren that was with you, sister, you keep moving. That's all it is. The moon, the moon is the closest to our Earth. And as a satellite, the moon is completely dependent upon Earth. Through mental travel, the student will discover there are no living being and no vegetation, and therefore no human beings on the underside of the moon facing the Earth. The moon is surrounded by the moon zone, which is called the moon sphere by initiates, as the Earth is surrounded by the zone girdling the Earth. The moon sphere, like the zone girdling the earth, is inhabited by countless beings of various ranks. It is not possible to list and describe all the beings of this sphere because it will surpass the scope of this book. Now, excuse me. What they said here, they say once you, so-called a student, you travel to the moon, you go there to Levanah. The face of the moon that facing us, there is absolutely no vegetation, no animals, nothing there, okay, that you can see on the surface. But once you move on the other side, there are so many beings there, okay. Now there are so many beings that is ranked by, if they try to name them, it will fill up this book, okay. Remember, they say beings. They got beings and spirits, principles, and intelligence. The Levanahites, they are up there. At least that's what I'm reading here because I haven't read this thing. I brush it on it, okay? It is not possible to list and describe all the beings of this sphere because it would surpass the scope of this book. The initiates of the moon sphere, like the initiates of the zone girdling the earth, have to fulfill various tasks for divine providence, and they are endowed with special authorities and powers. They also have the ability to release particular causes and effects directly on the moon sphere and on our earth. Some intelligences of the moon sphere have particular tasks to fulfill on other planets in their respective sphere. The folks, the Levanahites that are on the moon, their duty, they got many duties. They got job or work for us here, and they got job on other planets. That's what it says, man. Today we were talking about the inhumans living on the moon. Those are the Levanahites. You think those people imagine Black Bolt or Medusa or that dog? What's the name of the dog again? The big giant dog that can teleport it anywhere. I love this freaking dog. I forgot about the dog name. They, for some reason, they got that dog really well in the TV show. I'm like, when I saw it, I'm like, wait, they got it. That's like comically accurate, comic book accurate. Like, wow, that's like the giant pit bull, the giant bulldog. They got a giant bulldog that has like the same thing Black Bolts have, and I forgot the name of it. And he can teleport it. No, it's a giant bully. It's a giant dog. Lockjaw, yeah, Lockjaw. They got Lockjaw pretty. When I'm like, oh wow, Lockjaw. Probably Lockjaw was the only character in the TV show that they have that literally resemble what they have in the book. And Lockjaw power is cool. Okay, those are Levanahites. They knew that. They changed the name to the Inhumans and stuff like that. But that's what it is. Some principles of the zone girdling the earth can already enlighten the student about moon magic. It does not have to be emphasized that the moon in its orbit around our earth quickly passes through the various electromagnetic force field and vibration of its aura and the aura of the earth. Yes, one could say that the moon traverses directly through and influence the existence of the destiny of planet earth. So what they said here, that the moon, to go there are entities, intelligences that are in a zone girdling the earth that can teach you about moon magic. I believe in the house of Scorpio, they have some of them that can teach you about moon magic. In the houses of Aries, they have some of them that can teach you moon magic. Okay, but The best one that can teach you about the moon are the Levanahites, the one that live over there, okay? The one that are in the zone girdling the moon. All right. So those are the experts. A spheric student can calculate the influence of the moon and the 4 degrees of the ecliptic, for instance, the zone girdling the earth. Due to his knowledge of the laws of analogy, the spheric magician can likewise calculate the moon influence upon the zone girdling the earth and our world. Okay, so what they say here, they said a student, you can really calculate the influence of the moon by the four elliptic, by the moon phases, the 4 phases. Is that what that is? The moon have 4 phases. Let me see if I've got this right. Well, the 4 degrees of the ecliptic, the 4 degrees. Okay, now the moon is waxing crescent. It's gonna be a full moon soon, and on the 7th there will be a lunar eclipse. All right, there will be a lunar eclipse on Monday, Levanah high or Levanah. There will be a solar eclipse. So the moon is the only planet that gives phases and changes. Okay, I think I was doing some research that when you see the moon is like, when you see the moon is dark, or the new moon, the other side is illuminated. So when it is new moon for us, is full moon for them, whoever is on the other side. It could be the people that are below us, because the earth is weird. It could be when it's waxing crescent for us, it's gibbous waning, it's waning gibbous for them. When the moon is full for us, it's new moon for whoever's out on the other side. I was reading something to that effect. I can't even recall where I read this, but anyway, don't take this for facts. This is just some, I like to, big league, I like to mess with scumbag stuff. But anyway, um, due to his knowledge of the laws of analogy, the spheric student can likewise calculate the moon's influence upon the zone girdling the earth and our world, and is entirely of the discretion of the student, as to how he makes use of this influence. Spheric magic is not all pure fantasy. Instead, it's very secretive knowledge, and only the Kabbalah can put on the same level. Okay, what they say here, they say spheric magic is not all pure fantasy. Only a few people, only a few initiates know these things, and they don't let it out. Okay, only a few people can go to the moon. Okay, only a few of them. Don't beat yourself. NASA is well aware of what's on the moon. They are well aware. That's why they can't go there, because they're well aware of what's going on there. You don't go to people's houses and just go over there and plant your flag. It doesn't work like that. You know what would happen if a group of aliens come over there and go to the White House, pull down their flag and put theirs? You know what that means? They are well aware. NASA, again, like we always say, NASA got pictures that not only they have pictures, they got video, high quality. Hesh Hollywood doesn't possess, NASA has them. Yeah. Professor Bernard, Professor Guan, oh boy, Professor Berman Guan, I forgot his name, but Berman. Okay, the professor told you they are giant beings. He saw them. It's not black and white, gray picture of the moon. High quality, sure. High quality things. Just like you are clearly seeing me, they see those things very clearly. And they have conspiracy theorists out there to say all sort of things, so you won't believe anything. Oh, NASA, those things don't exist because NASA cannot prove the shape of the moon, the shape of the earth, or this, so therefore it doesn't exist. Mars doesn't exist because NASA cannot prove this. When you look to the telescope and stuff, we told you those people they are thousands, literally millions of years more advanced than you. They cloak their stuff. You cannot see it with your fleshly eyes. Only when you start messing with higher stuff, you can truly see the world for what it is. Now, I shall describe the 28 principles of the moon sphere who exert the greatest influence upon the zone girdling the earth and on our physical world and all three planes of human existence. In many instances, these intelligents are considered to be rulers of the 28 moon station, and they are well known in the Kabbalistic astrologer in a positive and a negative sense. This is very important right there. You heard what they say? This is very important. He said, now he will tell you about the 28 principles that are in the zone girdling the moon. Okay, we were in the zone girdling the earth. Now we are in the moon, so called Levanah. So we are chilling with the so called Levanahite. He said that the 28 spirits, principles that are in the moon are considering the 28 station of the moon, and they are well known in astrology and, of course, this evil word Kabbalah. She's like the most evil thing. You need to run, and somebody say that word. Okay, that's what he said. Now he will describe to us what those things is, and the thing is like those things are known both to do positive things and to do negative things. It's pretty much is the same thing. Wherever there are principles or principalities, they got positive principalities and negative principalities. This is you. It is on you now to use these things to do whatever you want, man. Because the most I give you the power, and then you sit there. It's like, let me see, let me watch my children what I'm going to do. You effed up the first time, no better now. These are the 28 positive principles and 28 negative principles of the moon sphere. The positive principle have the task of creating good cause and effects, whereas the negative principle do exactly the opposite. In order to prevent any misuse, I shall only describe the positive principle of the moon sphere. All praises to the Most High. Great glory. All praises, man. Let me read this to you again. The positive principles have the task of creating good causes and effect. The positive, the 28 positive, the 72 good name of the Lord are here to do positive, righteous things. He said there are other 28 that are here to do the complete opposite. Like, listen, okay? The positive principle have the task of creating good causes and effects, whereas the negative principle do the exact opposite. Now, you see how the initiates, the high masters, you see how they talk? You got to be careful. You see how they talk? They say the complete opposite. They don't even tell you what they do. They say they do the complete opposite of what the positive does. Here's the warning. In order to prevent any misuse, because he knows for a fact if he gave you the so-called negative, our people, certain people, they will not worry about the positive because they are not about, they don't want anything positive. They will go strictly after the negative so they can do wickedness with it. So they can hurt people because they're incapable of doing good things. That is why those things were waiting on us, a righteous people, to come and do what's right. Because the moment somebody heard that those can kill people and take their stuff, well, call them. In the Book of Mormon, there's a story where the children of Cain, they were hungry, they wanted power, and then they decided they wanted to go to the Most High God and beg for some scrap. And one of the children, one of a woman, She stand up. She said, "Oh hell no, we're not gonna go to those to the Shemites, to the Sephites. We're not going to go to their God. Don't you forget what our forefather Cain used to do? When we need money, when we need wealth, when we need food, we murder people. We commit sacrifice. Therefore, brethren, I'll tell you, let's find the newest mother lover and cut off his head and slit his throat and spill the blood for our father and stuff." That's why they say in order of misuse the story. I believe it's in the book of Alma. I had a lesson on that, but because like when you touch the book of Mormon, there are a group of people like they felt like you getting in that territory. So to avoid things, you just study it yourself. You don't bring it. You let people go in over there. So in order to prevent any misuse, I shall only describe the positive principle of the moon sphere, because he know if he describe to you the negative, you know it, brethren. You know it. Some people will use the negative to do all sort of things out there because that's who they are. That's a warning. I give you the positive. You went out there, you find out the negative, and then you start doing things. When they check, it can trace back to me. It can't. I'm innocent. I told you about the Kabbalah, the magic and stuff. You take the tools, you go crack somebody's head open with it, and then you like, Big Levi taught me this. If it wasn't for Big Levi, I wouldn't be getting it. Nah, sir. You got yourself into this jam. It's time to get yourself out of it. If it seems to be desirable for the student, he can, again, if it seems to be desirable for the student, he can then contact the negative principle of the temporary basis without having to risk his life or soul. There goes another warning. Some people felt like they have to get in contact with those negative. They're not blocking you. Say, hey, I'm not blocking you. If you felt like you want to risk your life and your soul, you do your thing, sir. You do you. Only very few initiates know the names and seals of the principle of the moon sphere. All my statements are based on numerous personal contacts with all the beings and principles of other spheres, which included the being and the principles of the moon sphere. Now, that was the warning. We gave it to you. If you go out there, you want to go ahead and contact the negative being and do your thing, that's on you. It is not forbidden to do this. Right now, you shouldn't have anybody to tell you, don't do this, don't do that. You are not in a church anymore. You're a grown person. You should know what is right, what is wicked. You should be able to know that by now. Number one, Eb Wap. Wow. Eb Wap. Figure number one, Eb Wap is the name of the first principle of the moon sphere. One of his duties is to monitor the regularity of ebb and tide. Okay? Eb Wap is the first principle of the moon. One of his duties to monetize the regularity of the tide, okay, of the moon, of the sea, the lakes, the rivers. He controlled the tide. Okay? Anytime there's a tsunami, this guy, you probably want to question him. Eb Vap, okay, is an excellent initiator into the electric and magnetic fluids and how they can be utilized in moon magic. If the student attentively follows the explanation of this principle and follows instructions exactly, he will be able to accomplish almost miraculous things in the zone girdling the earth and our physical world. For instance, in all three planes, the mental, astral, and physical, this is accomplished with the help of the magnetic influences of the moon in connection with the electric fluid of the earth. So it is said, if you be friend with this guy, you study him, you study under him, there's a lot of stuff you can do both. Well, on all three planes: mental, astral, and physical. Besides that, Ebb Vap protects the student with his subordinates from all unfavorable influences which could occur when he's working with the lunar influences. The first principle of the moon sphere can give the student information about many mysteries which to this day are still unknown. Many mysteries which is still these days are unknown. And Gentiles will proudly come in your face and say everything is already been invented, everything is already been talked about. There is no more, nothing. The Greeks and the woman, they invented everything, they know everything. Everything you see here, that's all. There's nothing else. And then most people listen. Most people like, okay. But there are many mysteries that are still unknown. In fact, we have a grain barely of sand and a beach of knowledge of the Most High God Almighty. And we think we know everything. That's the earth. The entire earth knowledge is like a grain of sand unto a planet of sand. Unto which planet that is? Uh, what's the planet in Star Wars? Oh man, that's where Anakin Skywalker came from. What's the name of that planet again? A desert planet. Naboo? No. Naboo is where Amidala came from, Princess Amidala. Man, I thought Jabba the Hutt lives there. Oh man, Star Wars fan, whether they will kick my ass. What's the name of this planet again? Oh boy. Um no, it's not the Death Star. That's the planet, the Sand Planet, where the Sand people they Tatooine. Thank you, Sister Was Bride. Tatooine. You know, you got a grain of sand on the Tatooine planet. You got a grain of sand on the Tatooine planet. The whole planet is a freaking desert. Just like Coruscant. Coruscant, the whole planet is a city. The whole planet is a New York City. The entire planet, like building skyscrapers. Another planet. You think those people imagine those things? You think they imagine those things? You think they just like sit one place and then they like, because they seen things like that. And they ask permission. Can we write this down? Say, go ahead. Some of them, you're not ready for that. Oh boy. Give me a second. All right. Number 2. M tier, MTK Yud. MTK Yud is the second principle of the moon sphere. He monitors the rhythm of our physical world. This physical and this principle as the rhythm produced in the casual world through the appropriate intelligences of the zone girdling the earth. So this guy, he regulated the rhythm of the world, the sounds, the rhythm, the way the world move. Your heart have a rhythm, a tempo. It could be slow, it could be hot. Rhythm. The student learns from this principle the laws of biorhythm and periodicity on our earth, and also their utilization for mantic and magical purposes. The student will also learn about the relationship of the 9 months pregnancy period to the Kabbalistic number 9, which is the number of the moon, and to which it has special significance. Let me spend a little time here. What they said here, they say the number 9 is the number of the moon, and also the pregnancy have something to do with the moon. Okay, and I was studying this book. It is say each month the child or the fetus or the baby is in the womb. Each planet have an influence on it. For instance, I believe the one of the planet from the head. Okay, you spent a whole 30 days of this planet manufacturing the head of this child, and then the next planet came in and manufacturing the neck, and then the next planet coming in and then start to developing the hands, the limb. The next planet did the belly and the organ. The book is in French. I cannot release some of you I give it the thing, but I cannot reveal the name because it is said you need to be at least 40 to start reading this book. You have to be very mature. And when you read this book, okay, it's not that. It's just like they know people are freaking immature. If they know when this thing, each planet that ruled a part of the children body, each time during the 9 months, okay, after 7 months, okay, the child is quote unquote perfect, and then they spent 2 months. Two planet came in to strengthen the body, another planet strengthen the soul, and then this child is good to go and get out of the belly. Some children, 7 months, they get out. Doctor call them premature, but that's what it is. Each planet have influence on this child body. Okay, it's just so much we don't know. If you need the name of the book, you may send an email or a text, but it's in French. You can buy the version in English, but the English is freaking mangled. The guy I told you this, the guy that translated in English, he said you are not supposed to read it. You'll find this, okay? The student will also receive precise information in regards to the analogies of a woman menstrual cycle in respect to the moon, about periodicity, polarity, and many other pertinent facts in this regard. So the moon affected, well, all women should know this. Well, not all, most of you women should know that the moon have a great influence on your cycle. Very, very great influence. It does. And you have to pay attention to that. Sometimes you got great cycle, you don't feel anything. Sometimes that thing hurt like hell. Your cycle probably come with the moon waxing, and it's a lot. It's heavy. And you have to send Big Levi to the store and get you a pad. He doesn't know what he's doing, and then come back home and bring you an iPad because he doesn't know the things like that. So, and then now you blaming him. And not only that, you happy you got a free iPad, but yeah, you blaming him because you just sit on the toilet and I gotta go back in the store again, get another one. I'm the only guy that is in the aisle, and then people are giving me weird looks like, what's this fat dude doing over there? Sir, you're making us very uncomfortable. Can you please leave? Well, I'm here to get some, the whole thing, and then it is your fault. You didn't figure it out, like, wait a minute, the moon is waxing. This isn't going to be heavy, so I'm going to have to get extra protection over there. But no, send Big Levi over there and then just assume that he know what to do. That's the thing with you women. But anyway, number 3, Ezekii. Ezekis is the third principle of the moon sphere. The student will learn from this principle how to secure good fortunes for himself and everything that is good in the Akasha principle through the reciprocal influence of the moon sphere. Since the influence of this principle is predominantly extended to the physical world, with this servant, he helps the student attain good fortune and success in all earthly undertakings. Wow, that is good. That is good. That is good. This guy right there, he helps you get certain fortunes, pleasant undertaking. Anytime you see the word and is earthly or pleasant undertaking, they're talking about good stuff here. Vacation, and all the stuff, good things. This guy right here, Ezekis or Ezekis, whatever the hell this thing is over there. That's the name of it, but they got weird name. But anyway, the fourth figure or the fourth spirit, okay, Mvatibo. Is that what that is? No, Mvatibe or Mvatib. But because it's just anytime you're reading those names, you try to pronounce them in Latin, A or A. What the hell? No. Well, yes, A or A, not A or A. A, it's A, not EA. For instance, I should have say Imvatibe, but it's Mvatibe. Mvatibe is the fourth principle of the moon sphere. He protects the student from all acts of maliciousness and vengeance on those who are hostile. You need this guy. We need him. Mvatibe of his subordinates, which he gladly places on this disposal of the student as spiritus familiaris. They explain that, okay? Spiritus familiaris is it's many things, but the best part of it is like if you friend with Mvatibe, he can give you a spiritus familiaris. This spiritus will be with you until the day you leave the earth, and his duty is to protect you from maliciousness and vengeance. Only, and that is if you are not out there effing up things. If you are, for a fact you have a spirit, with you that will protect you against malicious and all the stuff, and then you go out there, you start shooting people, swagger jacking people, stealing their stuff, and do things, and then when they come after you for vengeance and try to do malicious thing unto you, those things will leave you because karma, you deserve it. Will disclose the student all secrets plain of his enemy in advance and all acts of vengeance and maliciousnness. He also gives the student advice on how he can protect himself from deceitful human beings. That's good. Scumbag, narcissist, sociopath, this guy, the moment you come upon them, he will tell you, hey, don't F with that guy. He's a malicious human being. Don't mess with this girl. She's a malicious human. Don't mess with those people. They have malicious intent against you. Mvatibe, spirit servants possess the ability to stop all acts of vengeance at the one set. Mvatibe entrusts the mature student with magical formulas, for instance, magical words, and with he can instantly paralyze any person, and if necessarily, entire group of people. All praises to the Most High. How those people going to beat us, man? You got Mvatibe that trusted a mature student with words that you can paralyze someone or entire group of people. How the hell are you going to send an army after us, man? How are you going to do this? A bunch of guys running with guns and you just say, all of them just fell on the floor. They paralyzed. An enemy come after you, you can say one word, that person paralyzed and fell on the floor. He can't get up. One or entire group of people. How are you going to beat us with, I don't know, your police forces or your army or they're gonna send Big Levi, you have to understand me, they're gonna send the National Guard, the UN gonna invade the hood and let them invade. One word you said it, everybody just drop in the floor. If Now, I'm just saying, if Mvatibe, or whatever the name is, if he's a positive guy that can give you a name that can paralyze one person or entire group of person, can you imagine the other guy? Can you imagine the other guy? You think the other guy is interested in paralyzing you? If you're paralyzed, you can still leave. The other guys not. The other guys will spiritually paralyze you. Now you literally become the Grim Reaper walking around. You know a word that the other guy gives you. You can put tombstone around people's houses anytime, any day, if you feel like. That's why those things are extremely dangerous. Okay, they are very dangerous. Mvatibe entrusts the mature student with magical formulas, for instance, magical words which he can instantly paralyze any person, and if necessary, entire groups of people. Indeed, these magical formulas will give the student the power to kill. You literally become the Black George. You can see a group of people walking around. I don't know. They say something against you, or you just don't. I don't like you, scumbag, coming in my hood. Ziggity, zaggity, zaggity, bibbity, babbity, boo, and everybody just fall on the ground. They all dead. Send the autopsy. They don't know what happened. Maybe Umvatibe was down there in Seoul, South Korea. Maybe Umvatibe was over there in India on that bridge. Now you see. Now you start getting understand with one word, you can literally snatch somebody's soul. Now you know for a fact there is one word, some probably I don't know, one brother over there, or one of them tried to be mad. He's like, hey, I tried to go to sleep and go to work tomorrow, and all of you scumbag 100,000, you go over there, and then he said two words, abracadabra, and then everybody, people start dropping. He probably said, okay, well, 150, and then he said the word. That's it. I don't know. I'm just doing conspiracy theories here as an hypocrite. All right. Indeed, these magical formulas will give the student the power to kill. This does not require the presence of the student. He can accomplish this even over great distances. That means you can be here in the so-called United States, you paralyze 150 people in Korea. You don't need to be over there. That means you can be on the moon. You said a few words. You can literally kill an entire population. Bad boys, what you gonna do when we get our hands on certain knowledge like this, man? You see, this is why those people feared you. They feared your knowledge because now some of you, man, you're getting ideas. You know, some few people in the family, some other scum of the earth. You can say a few words after them. You don't have to be in the same place over great distances. You can be on Mars, well, you could on Madim, you know. That's why they want us to be dumb and divided. They want you to don't touch this book. Don't touch. Hey, witchcraft, witchcraft, witchcraft. You don't touch it. You're like, hey, this is witchcraft. But when you find out, wait a minute, I can do this, they get the hell off my land. Some of you will not even tell those people to get off the land. Oh hell no. You just say the word, and then the entire land is clear. Tell me, sir. Just reading this. This does not require the presence of the student. He can accomplish this even over great distances. The person for whom this is intended will die instantly of a heart attack. The person this is intended for will die instantly of a heart attack. Boom! Oh, he got stampede. Yeah, stampede my ass. That dude just stayed over there and got down a heart attack. It should also be understood that these kinds of magical formulas can also cause temporary or lifelong paralysis. It should also be obvious that these formulas can only be entrusted to a student who have never misused them. This formula can only be trusted to a group of students or to a student that never misuse them. That means you don't use it for wickedness. Negro breaking in your house, breaking the house of your wife, the house of your mother-in-law, father-in-law, cousin, a friend, rape everybody, go out there, make a gang video about it, throwing sign and stuff. A Gentiles with his neck upon one of your brethren, you wiped out the area where these Gentiles live at. You can literally tell the spirits, go. Find out whoever was associated with this and give at once, all of them, a heart attack. This is using righteousness. But you get into a beef with a brother online, or I don't know, the wife didn't cook that food too well. The husband came home late. He didn't have an explanation, and you just assume something. And then no petty stuff, no illicit demand, no petty stuff. Do not misuse it. You can use it, don't misuse it. 5. Brethren, we're on number 5. We're not even we're on number 5. Like, yeah, boy. Anyway. Number 5. Azariah is the 5th principle of the moon sphere. This principle can secure for the student the good graces and protection of high public figures. Besides many other things, Azariah will entrust the student with simple Kabbalistic methods, which we will be able to melt even a heart made of stone, and turns an enemy promptly, into a friend. Okay, so Azariah is a pacifist, all right? He allows love and sympathy to emerge in anyone who is of the interest of the students. The students can also make any person he wishes compliment. So he's a pacifist, all right. 6. Enchede or Enkede. Enchede is the 6th principle of the moon sphere. Enchede gives you to love and people who are not magically schooled. For instance, a man to a woman and vice versa. However, when it comes to a magically schooled student, he teaches him the mystery of sexual magic as it applies to moon magic. Besides that, Enchede instruct the student how to load all kinds of talisman and amulets which are prepared with the fluids on condenser in the magical manner through sexual magic, which with the influence of the moon for various purposes, especially for the purposes of attaining love, sympathy, having strong attractive powers, popularity, etc. So, Enchede, in one of the book, magnificent, it's like this blow my mind. In one of the book that I was quote unquote carousing around and studying, and they mention for the men, concerning their third leg and the moon, or how the man can bind his, the moon going waxing to the intention of the strength and intensity of the kick when he wants to kick the football, and he can bind the quote unquote the ability. The bigger the moon get, the bigger and stronger the man will be, and it will be permanent. Okay, but there are certain other ingredients that you use, certain plants that you use. You bind it with the moon. You can only do it a day or 2 days after the new moon, and then it will grow with the moon. The moon is getting full. You're getting full, and then you will, if especially for the men that did the prostate, the hard drive cleanse. This is good. Well, at least that's what it says. So, just like the moon have effects on the women and the men also. And the man also. If the man cannot stand for a long time, if the man can barely stand, there are certain words, a certain ritual he can do that will strengthen him with the cycle when the moon is waxing crescent. That's what the moon can do. And those knowledge are lost to us. We will do all kind of unusual or unnecessary surgery. We will do all sort of nonsense, by all sort of things, and then we ended up damaging ourselves in the process of doing stuff Gentiles hide from us. So those knowledge, they are still in there. So that's what Azariah does. Okay. Enchede does. All right. Excuse me. 7. Rudu. Okay, it seems like all of them begin at M, and E. Most of them are E. Not quite sure, but the letter E. Rudu. Mrudu is the seventh principle of the moon sphere. Should a magically untrained person constantly wear the seal of this principle on his person, it will bring him good fortune and success, and it will especially fulfill his earthly wishes. Okay, that's Mrudu. Even if you're not into magic, you're not magically trained, you wear this thing with you, it will bring you good fortune and success, and it will especially fulfill his earthly wishes. The seal must be made and engraved on a silver plate during the astrological time period of seventh moon station. I have no idea what that means. So if you want to make this guy Mrudu figure 7, let me see if I can get figure 7. Whoops. Give me a sec. Well, those are the Venusian. What the hell? This one. Oh, what the hell is it? There we go. Can you guys see it? Give me a 1 if you can see it. Okay, you can freeze this and draw this, but you have to make it on a silver plate. You can, if you have silver, you can melt it and make this thing and wear it around your neck. Okay. All right. Number 7. Okay. All right. It says here the seal must be made engraved on silver plate during the astrological time period of the seventh moon station. So the sister said the seventh moon station is the day 7 of the moon cycle. Is that day 7 on waxing crescent or waning gibbous? You have to do this on the 7th day of the moon cycle, and then you engrave it upon a silver. You wear it around your neck. Boom. Simple. Of the whole cycle. It doesn't matter as long as it's on the 7th day, whether the moon is waxing or crescent or gibbous or whatever, you can do it. From new moon to full moon. It is always best to do anything going when the moon is full. Anything positive, try to do it when the moon is getting full. But anything that you're gonna do, negative and stuff, you try to get something off of you and stuff, do it, that thing. All right. Okay. The seal must be made and engraved on a silver plate during the astrological time period of the 7th moon station. When the magically school's magician contacts his principal, Rudu will disclose how he can realize all his wishes with the help of the moon magic, whether these wishes concern the mental, astral, or physical worlds. Mrudu will help the student attain good fortunes and success, and he will gladly place his subordinate as spiritus familiaris as his magician's disposal. So far, this dude is the best one right there. So far, at the moon, Mrudu, let me go ahead and circle that. So Mrudu, you really don't need that much training, okay? Okay, Mrudu, you can make it, you can Mrudu, yeah, he's pretty good. You just made his stuff, and then he's there to help you. If you want his help, and then he will give you spiritus familiaris. He will give you something that will protect you forever. And you can even pass this thing to your children, okay? He will give you a spiritus familiaris at the magician's disposal. Okay, this dude is so far the best. I like that guy. This is good. Number 8, Eneye. Eneye is the 8th principle of the moon sphere. He is an outstanding authority in all diplomatic and political events. He can help a student in this respect by assisting him in embarking on a political career and become successful in all diplomatic matters. Above all, this principle loves peace. That is why, in times of war, he stands beside anyone who pursue the highest ideal of peace. truth, and justice. Any student who pursue it and is active in this respect can win any dispute, any war with the help of this principle. It does not really matter in which manner this dispute of war were conducted. This is about politics and stuff. Okay. MZBIP. MZBIP is the ninth principle of the moon sphere. He is very special friend and protector of the ailing whose ailments were caused by the unfavorable influences of the moon or the negative beings of the moon sphere. The moon can also make you sick, especially Madim. Madim can literally freaking kill you. Yeah, Madim can, just like the second pentacle of Madim can cure all disease, Madim can kill you. Okay, the moon can make you sick. If the disease that you have is caused by the moon, that's why we have to pay attention to the planet's movement, because a lot of the disease that you have, they're caused by the movement of the planet. Okay, so if it's caused by the moon, this fellow will cure it instantly or provide, things like that. Okay, this is of some of the disease that caused by the moon sphere. These ailments are usually epileptic seizures, menstrual problems, obsessions, possessions, insanity, hysteria, St. Vitus dance, somnambulism, and the like. Okay, somnambulism means sleepwalking. So those things are causing by the negative being of the moon. Okay, if you have epileptic seizure, if you have epileptic seizure, email us. We have a prayer for you to wear it on your left side at all time. Okay, we can make a pentacle for you. This thing will go away, but then again, oof, the pentacle to make it, it's quite well. It's gonna be anyway. It's gonna cost, but come on, epilepsy. And we were just talking about a brother today that had this issue, and we asked the brethren to keep the beloved brother in your prayers. Insanity. Some of your people, some of your folks, they go crazy because the moon was in certain position and a negative being, something happened, they got them. Okay. This principle will instruct a student how to cure these diseases with the help of moon magic. All right. Mnima. Mnima is the 10th principle of the moon sphere. It is the responsibility of the principal to monitor the entire duration of pregnancy and the birth of humans. Okay. Mnima. Okay. Mnima, that's what Mnima does. He monitor your pregnancy from the first day to the last. Excuse me. Together with this appropriate principle of the zone girdling the earth, Mnima sees to it that human beings will see the light of the day. For instance, will be born. So, if you have problem with losing your children or having problem with pregnancy, Mnima, you can make the seal of Mnima and wear it on the side of your belly, and you command the spirit to, hey, this baby will carry to term. Is that what that is? Is that what they say? Well, the baby, and then you say, protect my baby. He will see the light of the day. And there's another spirit you put there that said, okay, once this baby said that I will see the light of the day, he will go up and fulfill whatever mission he came here to do. You watch over it. And that spirit is that baby guardian angel. You, as the parents, you activate it. How do you do this? Ask me again. You just tell it with firm, with surety. That's what it is. That is why all gynecologists and obstetricians, midwives, and their assistants are under his influence. He also reveals to the student how he can induce a painless delivery in a magical manner whenever the magicians deem it necessary. Okay, this guy can help a woman. If that's how our druids, that's how our men and our women, the midwives were powerful because they were dealing with this spirit. If, for instance, some women, they are anemic, they are diabetic, they cannot push. Okay, if they push, there will be problem. And then they just tell this spirit, okay, we want this birth to be painless. And then they told the woman, don't worry, just push. And then this woman pushed the baby, just came out. She didn't feel no pain. This is the knowledge we lost. This is knowledge. That's why they demonize the midwives. They make them look like witches that use the placenta or the baby to do witchcraft or whatever and things like that. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so um he will also reveal while the child is still in the mother's womb whether the child is a boy or a girl. The student can also find out from this principle the precise point in time for copulation during which a boy or girl can be procreate consciously. Now, this is pretty good. This spirit can tell you if you want to have a boy, this is the time you can go open up, preheated the oven, kneaded the dough and put it in there, let it bake. You will have a bred boy. They will give you a specific time according to the moon. Okay, there is a specific time when the moon are in a specific position. If you get into baking, it will be a boy. There's another specific time the moon at a certain position. If you bake, it will be a girl. So a lot of people always have there's people they never had boys. They only have girls, 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 girls. Some people they never had girls. They always got boy, 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 boy because they always get into baking. Or anytime the moon is in this side, that person get excited. They open up the bakery, boom, and then it's gonna be keep getting boy because the moon is affected your then the intensity of the oven or the mightiness of the third leg. It will incite it and then it will produce a specific thing. So if you want to have a boy, I think I read that a long time ago. They actually show you, okay, if you want to have a boy, you do it in that day. During the moon is in that position. When the moon is this house, and then it will produce a boy. Okay, all boys for me, 11 grandsons. That mean when your people and whenever the moon is in this side, that's when they are ready for action. They should be no wait, okay, we can do it that, we can do it that, can do that. Yeah, there's a book about that, okay? And then if you want a girl, then you will do it on the other side. So that's what it says, okay? All right. So the precise point of time for copulation, okay? Copulation, another word, it's like a nicer word for baking, of course, during which a boy or a girl can be procreated consciously. Nima is also the patron of all magnetopath. I have no idea what a magnetopath is. And those who are engaged in healing magnetism. Okay, all right. He familiarized the student with various methods and concerning the treatment of ailment with the help of the magnetic fluid. Nima also has very reliable healing remedies for venereal disease. Venereal disease is another word. Oh boy, it's right now they don't want people to say STD. Oh, it's an infection. Say STI, but venereal disease is that what that is? Yeah, venereal disease is an STD. Okay, is that what that is? Yeah, venereal disease. So it's closer to gonorrhea or chlamydia, something like that. Okay, this was very prevalent during the Civil War. You study with us the book what those guys were doing in the sea. They even have the word hooker come from Colonel General Hooker. When they say I'm about to get a hooker, that's General Hooker had literally a alley that he called this is Hooker Alley, where he come over there, and some of those guys go fight and kill each other. They bring a bunch of professional, and they just start baking all over the place. And the STD was all over. It was so bad that the STDs was killing more men than the war itself. We started that book. Anybody remember this? With Dr. Claude Anderson, Dirty Little Secrets. You remember the scene where General Grant got drunk? He was arrested by a black man. And General Grant could not say anything. When Grant got drunk, he got into his car, so to speak, pulled by a horse, and then he got into an accident. A black man arrested him, the president. General Grant first arrest was by a black man. The black man say, "You're not above the law." Grant say, "Yeah, you, hey Negro, make this Haitian look real, man, because I don't want the people to think that they're above the law." Grant got arrested, and then he took Grant by the neck and then pushed Grant inside of the prison. He arrested them. A black man arrested the president. You won't heard anything about this. All you really hear, like, this rapper got shot. Yade say something. That Karine fellow say something. As whatever. You know what, Brethren? We haven't finished this book though. We were like in the middle of it, but some hash happened. Maybe when we're done with this, we will finish starting this book. This is just a reminder. But anyway. All right. So venereal disease. Oh boy, where was I with the whole venereal disease thing? Okay, venereal disease. If the student has a good relationship with this principle of the moonsphere, he can learn a great deal from him. 11. Ebvep. Ebvep is the 11th principle of the moonsphere. With his methods, Ebvep gives the student the opportunity of magically establishing respect and esteem for himself among individuals, regardless of their position. Furthermore, he teaches the student to call forth phenomena that will cause horror and fear in any uninitiated person. You heard that? Ebvep can give you the ability not only to find favor in people's face, but he can give you an ability to literally projected aura and fear into an uninitiated person. No wonder the Gentiles, our people are definitely afraid of the Gentiles. They use spirit like that to put things in their news or in their stuff to put our people in fear and great aura in their soul and keep them in a low vibration. Ebvep can give you this. You can literally look at somebody in the eyes, or in the third eye, you say a word, and then that person just literally see demon, all sort of things coming after it. Or that person just have a sudden fear, a sort of aura come upon him and then cower it away. Ebvep. Although it is not easy to contact this principle directly, a magically well-developed magician should succeed. There is also another possibility he can contact this principle under the guidance of a principle of the zone girdling the earth or his personal guru. Then the student can discover for himself that this principle is an excellent initiator who can initiate him in phenomenal moon magic. All right. Number 12, Mkemp Bay. Again, all of them begin with E, the letter E. Very powerful. Mkemp Bay is the 12th principle of the moon sphere. He is a great admirer of martial or marital bliss and marital peace. If you have problem in your marriage, Mkembe is your guy. Whatever concern matters of good fortunes, love, and sympathy, this principle is somehow involved. He teaches the student to fully enjoy the high ideals of love and to pass them on to people who are not trained in magic. The student learns from this principle of the moon sphere what a magical transmutation of love really is. Mkembe entrusts the student with the process of producing love amulets, which are loaded with the aid of moon magic. Okay, it is always good if you're making a love amulet, you load it with the moon influence. Mkembe, all right. Number 13, Mchemba is the 13th principle of the moon sphere. He is an outstanding initiator of Mumyo magic, all right? Is as far as connected with the influence of the moon. When they say Mumyo magic, and they're talking about mummy, but they're talking about rejuvenation of the skin, okay? The true mummies, they never reveal them on TV. They reveal the decay mummy. A true mummy doesn't age. The body don't die. There's a reason why people mummify their body. Their body literally stay young. If they die, well, mummy, most of the time, well, some of the time, excuse me, when they do mummify magic, like somebody want to live 200 years and they perform a ritual, they have their body mummified, put somewhere, and then after 200 years, they will wake up. And some of them wake up and then they're walking in the midst of us here. We don't even know that because they're mummified, keep the body from decay. The body never decay. There is a reason why our ancestors keep their bodies. According to Sensei, no incineration. Don't do that. If it's not requested, don't. And as far as is connected with the influence of the moon, therefore, the student learns from this principle how to connect mummial magic with moon magic. So, work successfully with them at the same time, utilize the magnetic influences of the moon. This principle instructs the student in many magical practices, for example, a harmless manner in which astro magical pacts can be established through mummial magic without the magician having to sell his body and soul. These kinds of astromagical pacts are carried out with the mummy, where the student, with the help of a fluid condenser, call forth a great variety of effects without affecting himself personally in any way. In this case, the student does not leave any trace in the casual wall in the akasha that would be detrimental to him personally. This principle has in possession many other secrets in this respect, and any student who is interested in occupying himself with the moon magic would fare well to contact him. Now, I'm not gonna go too deep into this. This fe- this fellow can, if you are interested in making a pact, and you're not interested in selling your soul or your body, he can show you how you can use a mummy to flip everything, and it will have no effect, no detrimental effect on you. Whatever that they try to investigate, it won't trace back to you. So this is kind of like sneaky, but hey, if you're into things like that, that's on you. Ezohaba. Ezhoba 14 is the 14th principle of the moon sphere. This principle can be of benefit to the student in that he can reveal the secrets on how to easily develop within himself various occult and magical abilities with the aid of moon magic, which he can also make use in other sphere. At the same time, the student learns how to polarize powers and how to levitate himself, other human beings, and object in a very particular manner through Kabbalistic moon magic by changing the polarity of gravitation. All praises to the Most High. Number 14. As Hoba can give you the ability to levitate and levitate people and levitate object and levitate anything by changing the gravitational pull of the earth. What but bad boys, what's gonna happen when you see our people levitating, flying to the sky? They're outrunning your missile, they're outrunning your bullets. They can harden their body so hard when your bullet hit them, it flattened. Yes, telekinesis. What will happen if you contact this quote unquote this spirit? You said, I wanna make an amulet, I wanna make a pentacle to allow me to levitate anybody or anything that I want. Or making a cape of flotation, of levitation, or making a belt, or making a ring. What would happen? There's a reason why they don't want you to touch those books because of these things right here. All right. The student will further learn how to properly interpret symbols that can be seen clairvoyantly in moon magic. Ezohaba teaches the student to understand and practically master from a magical Kabbalistic point of view all the laws pertaining to moon sphere, as Hoba is considered to be a fabulous initiator of Kabbalistic magic. Mnepe 15 is the 15th principle of the moon sphere. Any student who contacts this intelligence of the moon sphere should not neglect to contact this principle because he can initiate into many things which to this point are completely unknown to him. For example, the student will receive information regarding the kind of influence that the divine virtues have upon the being on the moon sphere, as well as the Akasha principle has an effect on the moon sphere directly, and from there upon the zone girdling the earth. MNP gladly entrusts the student with special methods. If the magician follows these methods, he will acquire the ability to read and the Akasha principle with his mental body, while the moon sphere also work there magically. Brilliant, beautiful. It is not possible to list all the advantages and details that are offered to the student through an association with this principle. Therefore, it is discretion of the student to contact him. What they say about this dude here, MNP, he can give you the ability to literally travel to the so-called astral realm while a part of your body is walking around while you are in the moon, and then you walking up on the earth, walking and doing stuff and things like that. Crazy. Wow. Ekotasa is the 16th principle of the moon sphere. The magician learns from this principle how to control and force the negative beings of the moon sphere to absolute obedience. That's good. Either through evocational or mental travel. So Ekotasa gives you the ability to whip the negative spirit into submission, because that's how you're supposed to use them. You whip them into submission. Anytime they give you a lip, you whip their butt. And next time when they meet you, everybody very quiet. I remember that butt whooping from this guy. I ain't gonna mess with him. You shouldn't be bowing down to them or fear them or flee from them. They run and try to attack you, you say one word. And then you say, hey, if you ever try to do this again, I will completely and utterly destroy you. They will obey. Yeah, you make an example of them, and all the others like, hey, this guy, he's Wu-Tang. He's nothing to mess with. Ekotasa familiarized the student with various magical protective measures, which not only protects him from any unfavorable influences, but also help the student to become a magical authority and to be respected by positive and negative beings alike. So this dude teach you, he give you status, he make you respect it. Once the so-called positive, negative see you, everybody like, hey man, behaving, shuffling some paper, general, colonel, sir. Teach you, everybody will respect you because he will teach you how to deal with them. That's why those guys, they respect the mighty one, because the mighty one don't play with them, man. This principle is in accordance with his character, very good nature and intelligence, will be quite helpful in every respect to the magician, and will therefore reveal the secrets of moon magic to him. 17. Mzom is the 17th principle of the moon sphere. Magical banishment is one of the peculiarities of moon magic. Under the seal of secrecy, this principle can give a mature magician precise information of his subject by entrusting him with various Kabbalistic and magical formulas. For instance, banishment formulas. These formulas can be used for a wide variety of purposes. For example, Mzom has in his possession banishment formulas that can render any enemy instantly harmless and which prevent thieves from escaping so that they cannot take another step with their stolen goods. So Mzom give you this ability. If someone stole something for you and that person is running with it and you say one word and that person start walking slow, stop until you just walk up, you take whatever, you just do whatever you want. You can take your stuff back or you can put a cap in his ass. Mzom, it can prevent any thief. It can give it. That's an instance. He can give, say, if you got the most vicious enemy come after you, you can make them harmless. You can disarm them with one formula. That's the power. Crazy. There also exist banishment formulas that immediately paralyze any attacker and make him completely lifeless, or banishment formulas that immediately eliminate any negative influence. The student can also learn banishment formula that render even the most rapacious wild animal immediately harmless, whether it will be animal of the air, land, earth, and everything. Not only you can make people harmless, you can also, if you a lion try to attack you, a dog or anything, you just say a few words or one word, this animal will be docile. Whether it's this animal from the air, water, wherever. Yes, you can disarm your enemy if you have the knowledge of this guy. What those people gonna do when we know these secrets? They're gonna come against us. Besides these, M. Zom has an entire selection of banishment. So this guy is a professional in banishment, okay? Banishment formulas which he can reveal to the magician. However, a student will never make use of this formula unless he is in grave danger. True, unless you're in grave danger, okay? Mzob is held in high esteem in the moon sphere, and all the beings of the moon are in great awe of him. Mzit is the 18 principle of the moon sphere. Mzit familiarized the student with secrets methods that allow him to become invisible with the help of moon magic. Okay, Mzit can make you invisible. If you wish to pass somewhere, you don't want people to see you, you say a few words or you just think it, you become invisible. I'm not saying like people can see you become literally invisible. Not even camera can see you. Besides that, MZ instruct the student about the laws of dematerialization and materialization, teleportation, not only as far as astral body is concerned, but also physical matter. This principle is considered to be an initiator of magical transmutation. Powerful. Ism. Ism, the 19th principle of the moon sphere, he is the arc initiator who thoroughly instructs the student in all influences of the lawfulness and analogy of the moon and the moon sphere. So far, it concerned the zone girdling the earth and our physical world in all three planes, mental, astral, and physical. He also teaches the student how to practically utilize the knowledge that he has acquired through magic and the Kabbalah. The student can gain much more knowledge and wisdom from the principle he could ever imagine. 20. Etzkeye. Etzkeye is the 20th principle of the moon sphere. He is an outstanding master of initiation, especially of the subject of ecstasy. Ecstasy, all right? When they say ecstasy, they don't mean the other thing. That's not what that is. They don't mean the other thing. Ecstasy. Please define the word ecstasy. Ecstatic. Ecstasy that is triggered through magic dances and appropriate ritual in connection with moon magic and Kabbalah. It is known to only few initiate that special powers and ability can be developed through ecstatic dances and rituals. It is principle will point this out to the student. The student will also learn how to control all the influences of the moon and how to get positive and negative being on the moon under his control. It is foregone conclusion that through this, the student becomes an authority of the moon sphere. All right. 21. Etam res is the 21st principle of the moon sphere. From this principle, the magician will learn how to make himself firm and resistant with magical and Kabbalistic method against all visible and invisible enemy, against all influences of the element, etc. See, this guy, Etam Zeref, can make you firm and resistant to anything from the element. Fire, the four element, all your enemy, they cannot hurt you. Beautiful things. Ecstasy, an overwhelming feeling of great happiness or joy, excitement through dancing. Ecstasy, an overwhelming feeling of great happiness or joyful excitement. This guy his name is like almost sounds like ecstasy. His name is Extakeye. Maybe that's why they get the word ecstasy. This dude is a party animal. This guy will make you dance until you're happy. Ecstasy. His name is Extakeye. But anyway, great. Okay. The students acquire what is known as magical untouchability. That means nobody can touch you. Okay. Magical untouchability. There is not one person on earth who will be able to attack and cause a magician harm when he works and he's under the protection and guidance of this principle. Okay, if Mtares is your dude, is your boy, no one can touch you. If number 21 is your dude, nobody can touch you. No one can dare come and do something to you. You will be protected. There is not one person on earth who would be able to attack and cause a magician harm when he works under the protection and guidance of this principle. Such as a magician is safe from all persecution and all magical attacks. He is in a position to resist the greatest heat he can walk on an immense fire without a single hair of his head being seen. The four element cannot hurt you. You can literally do a pool dive in a pool of magma or lava. Nothing won't happen to you. Please don't go out there and jump in a freaking volcano. All right, don't do this. Like, a big Famine, I know M times rare, so I went over there and do it. No, don't do this. All right. The student body will become as hard as a diamond by following the appropriate methods that are entrusted to him by this principle. From a magical point of view, he has become invulnerable and is the consummate master over life and death. Crazy, man. This is the knowledge they're keeping from our people. Now you understand why David could not be killed. They hit him with swords, but he couldn't be killed. Why our brethren, two of them, they just level a city, 2 cities. They could not be killed because their body was hardened. Rivatim. We finally met somebody with the name, with the letter, with their name begin with the R, but not with the E. Rivatim. Rivatim is the 22nd principle of the moon sphere. He is teaching the student to fully and consciously understand the concept of time and space in the moon sphere. This enabled the student to immediately transport not only his mental body, but also his astral body and his physical body over a great distance. Okay? Rivatim can show you how to travel very, very, very fast. Lightning speed. Anywhere. Not teleportation, though. Run. This guy can make you how to literally break the sound's barrier in a few milliseconds. Super fast. Not only your physical body, your mental body, and your astral body. Fast. A student who entrusts himself to the guidance of this principle of the moon sphere can safely walk on the surface of the ocean without sinking, and he can rise into the air and travel or to wherever he wishes. So you can run on water, you can run on the air. You can travel to the air. You can walk on the ocean. You will not sink. That's how fast. Woo! That's how fast you are going, son. You're going so fast that you are walking on the ocean. You can walk on the air. Nothing will happen to you. Beautiful. He can rise into the air and travel to wherever he wishes. In short, he can span any distance with his spirit, soul, and physical body. Under this condition, the concept of time and space begin to fade away for the magician, not only in the spirit, but also in the astral and physical and manner and respect no longer obstacle to him. That means time. Most of the time, you don't have time because you're not fast enough. You're busy. You can clean the house in less than 1 second. Clip, the whole house is clean. You want to go to Paris? You're in Paris. You want to go around the world? You're around the world. "23. Levanah. Levanah is the 23rd principle of the moon sphere. A student who gains the trust of this principle will be initiated into the greatest secret of magic of Kabbalah. As a result of this, he will have magical formulas at his disposal with which he can immediately calm the greatest ocean storms and hurricanes, annihilated entire armies." You heard that? Levichi, you heard what Levichi can do? Like Levichi can make you calm the greatest ocean storm and hurricanes, annihilated in entire armies. Not one. Destroy an entire army or armies. What you gonna do, bad boy, when Levichi is on our side? Annihilated an entire armies, multiple. Boom. Ha. And those guys are workers for the mighty one. Can you imagine the power we have on our side, Richard? Woo! As a result of this, he will have magical formula at his disposal, which can immediately calm the greatest ocean storms and hurricanes, annihilated entire armies, wind wars, etc. A highly ethical magician will certainly not dare to misuse these magical formulas which have been entrusted to him, for he would only be opposed the lawfulness and harm himself. If you use this power, you misuse it, there are great consequences. That's right, with the jawbone of the ass. Now you understand why Samson could go against one army and just like literally obliterated everyone. Now you understand that. You see how strong Samson was? There you go. Under the guidance of this principle, the student will attain such powers not only in the moon sphere, but also in the zone girdling the earth and on our physical world, which would be incomprehensible to non-initiate people. All right, that's why they say with a non-initiate, we're like, this is garbage, because they are not initiate. They don't know what that is. 24. Okay, we got 4 more, and then we're good. 24. Zevekiev is the 24th principle of the moon sphere. He is considered to be the alchemist of the sphere. Oh, well, they only got one alchemist there? The student is initiated by this principle into the effectiveness of the element of the moon through the ability to control the electromagnetic fluid. The student is taught the appropriate methods for alchemical transmutation of metal. Furthermore, Zevekiev will reveal to the student the secret of true magical rejuvenation of the physical and astral body if you want to stay young, all right? And it will also explain the laws of life and laws of death and the moon sphere, while also taking into consideration the zone girdling the earth and our physical world. Every student will welcome establishing contact with this principle because of he will love after him many advantages. 25. Lavin Mezu is the 25 principle of the moon sphere. It is the task of this principle to influence and control the world of plants. He revealed to the student all the mysteries of life, germination, and growth. He teaches him how to control the plant's kingdom through moon magic. This will give the student the ability to promote, accelerate, or stop growth. Lavin Menzu can give you the ability to promote growth or to stop something from growing. You can make the plant grow, you can stop them from growing. We can make our plants, our food grow, and we can make their plants and their food stop growing. Hey. With the help of moon magic and certain Kabbalistic formulas, a student who follows the instruction in this principle will be also to make an entire field, regardless of size, so fruitful that is by far exceed any expectation. Or he can do the opposite and transform it into a desert. You heard what that is? With this ability, you can make an entire field so fruitful, so much food, so much production, and you can completely do the opposite. You just make the food a desert. Now we know what is responsible for drying up the rivers, taking up the grains. The food are not going, but other places they are going. 26. Epembim Pebin is the 26th principle of the moon sphere. When a student contacts this principle, he reserves the right to explain the causes and effects of the sun and its light in the mental, astral, and physical respect upon the moon itself, the moon sphere, as well as the effects of these influences upon the zone girdling the earth, and also on our physical, mineral, plant, and animal kingdoms. A Pebin will give the student information about the influences of sunlight upon the moon and reflecting from there to our human body in a mental, astral, and physical respect. And then Pebin also teaches the student how to use all this knowledge magically. Mzabe. Mzabe is the 27th principle of the moon sphere. He teaches the student about all those minerals on our earth that are analogous, connected with the moon itself and the moon sphere. As association with Mzabe can have great advantages of the student because he's fabulous initiator when it comes to the mastery of the moon. And the final one, Mzer, is the 28th, the last principle of the moon sphere. The student learns from this principle how to completely control the water element in the moon sphere and our physical world through moon magic and the Kabbalah. So you become a water wielder. You can control water. You can do whatever you want with water with this dude. Not only would the student reach the level where he attains power over all living animals in the water, he will also become master over the temperature. That means you can literally take cold water, you turn it into ice water. You can take ice, you make it into water. You can take water, you make it boil. You can control the temperature. And every single animals that live in the water, you can control them. A student who works with this principle can be doused with boiling water without suffering any burn. You heard that? Please don't do this. A student who works with this principle can be doused with boiling water without suffering any burns. Under Mzer tutelage, the student will also be able to change boiling hot water into ice in the greatest summer heat. A water bender. You can change boiling water into ice in the summer heat. What you gonna do, bad boys, when our brothers literally remove the Atlantic Ocean and drop it upon your land and freeze it there? Now you understand why there's a North Pole and a South Pole freezing. Crazy. This concludes the description of the 28th principle of the moon sphere. The first time these principles are evoked, their seals must be drawn in white or silvery color. A student who has already become master of the zone girdling the earth should not neglect to contact at least a few principles of the moon sphere, because it will not be to his detriment. Instead, it will offer him great advantage. All praises to the Most High. Let's give the Most High. Let's give the Most High God a great hand. We stop here. Tomorrow we might do Zedek. We might do Kokav. Okay. Oh, no, we don't need to do Kokav. We don't need to do Kokav because Kokav has the 72 name. Wait, hang on. We don't need to do Kokav because Kokav have the 72 name of the Mighty One, which is, give me a second. Boy, let me see if we can do. No, we won't do Kokav because Kokav has the 72 name. All your guardian angels are in the house of Kokav, okay? The house of intellect. This is for you to study on your own. Because 72 is a lot. Kokav have a lot in there. Okay, we probably will do, oh crap. Noga has 90. Noga has 90, then it's there you go. We will do probably the Shemesh, the sun. We'll do the sun tomorrow. Maybe we could do. We'll see what we can do. Okay, yeah. Levanah has some powerful spirits, intelligences in there. We learned that the face of the moon that faces us is inhabited, is desert. There is no life, nothing there, but the other side there is vegetation, there is trees, there is water, rivers, seas. It's a whole planet, by itself. There's people living up there. They got things, technology that are beyond anything. That's what it says. Okay. Um, if we ever become initiates, um, we should study the zone girdling the earth. That is why it is extremely important for you to know who you are. You cannot know who the Most High is or the angels is if you don't know who you are. What am I? What is my day? What is my emotional day? What is my mission? Once you start knowing this, then you start know the earth. What can I use the water for? The four elements. What are they? What are their function? You may not to be able to master. Once you know pretty much a lot about the earth, then you can go to the moon. Then you can go to Kokav. Then you can go to Zedek. Then you can go to everywhere because you know who you are, you know your thing. And then once you know this solar system, you move to another solar system. Your life on earth is done. You don't want to live on earth anymore. You're traveling the universe, seeing things and stuff. You can come back on the earth at any given time. Crazy, man. So everybody good? You see certain things, certain knowledge you are keeping away from us. It is time for you, if the Most High call you to do this job, hey, become an inside temple, man. All right, beloved. It's been 2 hours, and then I begin the podcast late. It's already 10:40. I will leave you folks with peace. Okay. I will see you tomorrow if the Mighty One says so, and then we will go ahead. We'll pray, and then we will bring more information if this is the will of the Holy One. Selah, so be it. I say fast, pray, repent, repeat. May the King reign forever.